Union County, established on October 1st, 1921, is the smallest of Florida's 67 counties. Its 245 square miles are bounded by Baker County on the north and by the natural boundaries of Alustee Creek, the Santa Fe River, and the New River. Once occupied by the Timucuan Indians, this area was part of the Spanish Florida colony ceded to the United States in 1821. Early settlements centered around Providence, a stage stopover, and Worthington Springs on the Santa Fe River, which were protected by military posts at Fort Ward and Fort Call during the Second Seminole War, while Fort Crab secured the area north of Lake Butler. Cattle, lumber, and Sea Island cotton provided a basis for economic development, and in 1859, the town of Lake Butler was established as the county seat of the newly created New River County, later Bradford County, in 1861. The lake and town were named after Colonel Robert Butler, the first Surveyor General of the Florida Territory. Growth and prosperity in the area were forestalled by the Civil War and then hampered by the lack of adequate transportation facilities. But by 1890, the Georgia Southern and Florida Railroad had crossed the county with depots at Lake Butler and Guilford. This is Union County, smallest county in the state of Florida. Let's go. Good morning, good people. This is P9 coming at you with another vlog, and I am here in the town of Lake Butler, Florida, right outside the Union County Courthouse, which was built in 1936. So we're going to take a small tour through the small town of Lake Butler. So let's get into it, shall we? So Lake Butler is a town located in Union County, which is the smallest county in the state of Florida by size. As you can see, again, this is the Union County Courthouse with the flag right there, the state flag and the American flag right in front. Of course, the palm tree. So Lake Butler, again, very small town with a population of slightly under 2,000 residents. So here's a few of the local businesses right here on Main Street. Now, Lake Butler was founded and settled in 1859, and there has been a post office called Lake Butler that has been in operation since 1860. There's also a lake nearby with the same name, Lake Butler. It's a few blocks away from downtown, a few blocks away from the courthouse and everything like that. You can see over here is the Union County Sheriff's Office. So this right here, Main Street, actually serves as Florida State Highway 100. So you're going to see a bunch of cars passing through the town. And it looks like that building right there was once perhaps a auto shop. It looks like it was an auto shop at one point in time. And this is the supervisor of electors building right here. And there's actually a boat launch ramp a few blocks down the street over there. where we'll go a little later on. This is called Laredo's Mexican restaurant right here. The nice artwork on the front. Union Beverage, so goes a local convenience store right there. Nutrition Hideaway, and you got that, it's a little inflatable thing. Tattoo and Beauty Bar on Main Street. Okay. And if you go down that way, that will be the Lake Butler City Hall. It's like it's one of those, look like one of those lodge buildings right there. And right over there is a church. But right here is what's called the Union County Veterans Memorial. So in honor of the Union County veterans from every branch of the military. This was erected by the city or by the citizens of Union County back in 1995. So really nice monument. And here's a list of those veterans locally based here in Lake Butler in Union County. It's really nice memorial right here. Of course, the American flag sits behind it. This particular bench dedicated to Norman Stevenson of the Rotary Club. So I believe this building is like a Rotary Club building. Lodge, it's a lodge building, I should say. Lodge number 52. This is a church right here called New Beginnings. New Beginnings Apostolic Church. This building was built in 1920. You see the stained glass right there. And it has a Bible scripture from Acts 19:2. So this is Main Street in a nutshell. But we're going to see a little bit more of the town of Lake Butler. So stay tuned. Now this building right here, that's here on Main Street. And it used to be, it sits abandoned right now, but it used to be what was known as the Farmers and Dealers Bank. Now the Farmers and Dealers Bank was established in December of 1911. And it began business in 1911, serving Lake Butler and the surrounding area. Located in what was then Bradford County, later to become Union County in 1921. The bank was chartered with $25,000 in capital equity, and its first president was J.W. Townsend. There's also a historical site right here in Lake Butler called the Townsend House. And the bank was guided through the Great Depression and the World War II era by its second president, Thomas Malcolm Reheard. He served as president until his death in 1964. Paul M. Reheard, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, served as the bank's third president from 1964 to 1993. Now, this building was originally located, or the bank rather was originally located at 395 West Main Street, and the bank remodeled and expanded in 1962, acquired a second building in 1974, and expanded again in 1979 and 1986. With the opening of the Alachua County office in 1990, Farmers and Dealers Bank became one of the first banks in Florida to branch across county lines. This building at 300 West Main Street was completed in 1993, at which time the bank moved across the street out of the building it had occupied since 1911. So my guess would be that one of these buildings, presumably that building across the street, was the building where the bank was located prior to moving into this particular building. So this building was constructed in '93 under the leadership of the board of directors, which included Robert Driggers, Hal Y. Maines, Martha C. Rehard, Paul Rehard, who was the chairman, Thomas Rehard, president, and Francis R. White. So this historical building still stands, even though unoccupied, right here in Lake Butler. Wow, that's interesting. And what caught my eye is that is about this building is that it had that historical marker sitting right outside the doors. But yeah, still standing here to this day. This is the City Hall building for Lake Butler. But I'm gonna go check out this area over here, which is the historic Union Depot right here in Lake Butler. So we're gonna check it out, perhaps get some history as it pertains to Lake Butler and railroads. As you can see, there goes the Union Depot building. And they even have like a little playground right here. Not playground, excuse me. It's more like a little workout area, a fitness area, if you will, outdoor fitness area. But I say playground. I said playground initially because I see these monkey bars. Let me see. Let me see if I could do this with both hands while recording. Nah, I'm too tall. I'm too tall to really be legitimately doing some monkey bars, but they do have this area over here. Again, it's called the Health Trail. As you can see right here, it's called the Health Trail Outdoor Fitness Challenge Course. So you can do push-ups, chin-ups, all type of different things over here. You can definitely get your core in order. But yeah, you have this Union Depot, which basically looks like it's shaped like an octagon. And look at this wooden house right here, this log house, this log building. I wonder what it was used for. I wonder if it was used for storage of like rail equipment. It's the railroad crossing right here. And this is what little trackage that's remaining. But I see some markers over here, or I see some like historical information over here. So I wonder if they're gonna have some info regarding railroads. About to find out. Okay, so this is the Lake Butler, Florida National Scenic Trail. So this is where we are right here. But apparently this trail goes all the way down to Big Cypress National Preserve, all the way in South Florida. We got Lake Okeechobee right here. Got Palatka right there. And Lake Butler not far. So this is where we are. Now, you know, this, I guess this talks about the trailhead. Now, beginning in Union County, the Lake Butler trailhead section has approximately 4 miles of paved trail. So this is part of the trail right here. And the Palatka Lake Butler State Trail stretches a long 47 miles along the former Norfolk Southern Railroad right-of-way on top of the abandoned railroad bed. The trailhead, which was recently completed, is located in Lake Butler and will run through Putnam, Clay, Bradford, and Union counties. This photo is credited to Sandra Friend of Florida Hikes. This is credited to the Florida State Parks. So yeah, so you could use this trail to ride bikes. There's also, you know, some wildlife viewing on the trail. There's campsites located alongside the trail as well. And as you can see, the Florida Trail in Lake Butler, the Florida National Scenic Trail runs through the city of Lake Butler as part of the Palatka Lake Butler State Trail. So, you know, so there's different trails that run through the state of Florida. So this specific trail doesn't run all the way to Big Cypress National Preserve. As I mentioned before, that's a separate trail. So that was an error on my part. That's actually part of the Lake Okeechobee Scenic Trail. But in 1859, 40 acres were purchased from the government and streets were laid out for Lake Butler, the county seat of what was then New River County. Today, Lake Butler is the county seat of Union County. And as I mentioned a few times before, Florida's smallest county and one of its youngest. And, you know, there's a photo of the courthouse, which we started the video at. And this is where we were not too long ago, the Union Depot. So pretty interesting information pertaining to the National Scenic Trail. You know, there's a lot of wildlife viewing. This is a lot, of course, where a lot of the native tribes originated. And you could also, you know, you might spot an alligator or panthers or something along those lines, especially, you know, being that this is Florida. Gators are very, you know, prevalent here. Yeah, but this is the scenic trail right here in Lake Butler. I'm over here at beautiful Lakeshore Park that faces beautiful Lake Butler. So not only is the town named Lake Butler, but the actual lake, the actual body of water is called Lake Butler. So we're gonna go check it out, man. And yeah, this is looks really nice. As you can see, they have this playground right here. Get this, I've never seen a playground that sits in a sandbar, like in a sandbar, basically, you know. Never seen a playground surrounded by sand that wasn't on a beach, that is, you know. So this is pretty cool. So we're gonna take a walk around here. And they have a community center over here as well, and they have a pavilion that you could, of course, have events, family reunions, picnics, things of that sort. And get this, they even have some over here by the playground. They have one right here. It's like painted pink. They have one over there. It's painted blue. They have one over there painted red, and the one I just passed by is painted green. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna cut through this playground, shortcut, so we can get to the pier. So it's a chilly, breezy morning here in Florida. So that breeze is, feel that breeze pretty well. As you can see, this purple and gold color right here remind me of the LA Lakers. But yeah, somewhere you can go fishing and boating, I suppose. It's much too cold to do those activities today, though, for sure. I'm coming to Florida. Before I came down here, I'm coming to Florida thinking it's gonna be nice and warm. I'm gonna come down here, it'd be like at least 70 something degree weather in the winter time compared to Alabama, where it's, and pretty much everywhere else where it's freezing, but it's just as cold here as it is in Alabama. It's crazy. But yeah, this is Lake Butler, the shores of Lake Butler. You guys, you can see the tall grass over there. It's really peaceful. I was gonna drone, but it's much too cold. I'm ready to move on to the next town. So I think I'm just gonna do more drone footage when it gets warmer. When it's warmer weather. Cause trying to drone in the cold, hold that remote control while your hands are halfway numb is extremely difficult and unpleasant. But yeah, this is Lake Butler. The actual Lake Butler in the town of Lake Butler. And you know, you also have this restaurant right here. I believe it's still open. It looks like it's still potentially open. It's called the Simmer Down Lakeside Grill. So it sits right here on the shores of Lake Butler, right here in a small town in North Florida, Union County. Which brings me to the conclusion of this vlog, good people. I'd like to thank you guys for rocking with me for this vlog. It's another small town vlog, which you know, which is a success, hopefully. And no, it's going to be a success. I'm gonna claim it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you tap the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you hit that notification bell, definitely make sure you select all. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And with that in mind, good people, this is P9 signing off on the shores of Lake Butler. Peace.